Guys, welcome back. Sdho 106. I don't know, I think it's 106. We're back in Ableton again because I want to be. And nothing on the agenda, just having fun with all things Ableton. First, I want to do operator first because it gives me the easiest access to white noise, which I could have also done with analog. You got all these oscillators here, you know, an operator, wow, yum, fun. Turning them off, except for A, it's on, levels up. Normally it would be on a sine wave. Just has the basic sine waves, various saw waves and square waves with different harmonics, depending on how bright, how many harmonics you would want. But you got white noise. That's all we need. In fact, I don't even really care about the filter over here because I want to do our own filter, which if you go to audio effects, drop on the autofilter. So autofilter, we have various different filterings. So like we're used to this, the low pass filter, because it lets all the lows pass. So see how it says 100, that's 100 hertz, and then you have 1,000 hertz, and then 10,000 hertz, and this is probably 20,000 hertz, which is like, you wouldn't even really hear 20,000 hertz because it would be like a sound that only like a dog or a cat would hear. It's so high pitched. And if you're letting all of it in, and then you're cutting it all out. And that's a low pass filter. And then you can switch it around. Now you have a high pass filter. It's letting all the highs pass through. Like right now, you would be trying to figure out if you could hear above 15,000 hertz. But if you move it down, you'll get like a, like you're adding everything back in. And you'll normally use a filter like this. Probably more like an EQ8. If you were doing more like EQing of like your tracks. But for more like things, you might use something like this to just cut out these lows because you're not really hearing anything lower than here anyway. And if it's on a bass track, well, then you would want to tighten things up and cut stuff out. But auto filter is good because I feel like it's more used if you just want like a filter, right? And even though there are filters on these things, sometimes it's nice to use this because then it can give you like, okay, no, this is like a bandpass filter, you know what I mean? And hey, now we've got a notch filter. And so I feel like it's using this auto filter is more, it's more handy for like sound design purposes. And I wanted to play with white noise with some of those other ones. And then I think move on to some other things, maybe analog, maybe even Sdho. But we'll go back to the one we know. Notice that you can move this around, and we're not just moving the filter frequency this way, but we can go up and down. When we go up and down, the resonance moves. It will boost those frequencies, mate. So let's double clip a clip, and it doesn't matter which one we do. Because it's white noise, I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to make the length something long. Click le corso, and we're going to click play. But before we do, because it's all the frequencies, we're gonna put that down so it. And audio effects LFO. Now we have an LFO here. If you can hear it. By the way, this LFO is not doing anything. I just wanted to let you know that there is an LFO right here. But see, the auto filter should be moving it like it's doing. It's moving it under the hood. But I want like visual feedback. So like if Live 12, which I don't have, is not doing that with the autofilter, then like shame on them, they should be doing that. So I'm gonna put on no, I don't want the depth all the way. If you want it synced to your project file, you can put it on this. So it's like a bar, 16th notes. But I don't want that. And I like to like set it arbitrarily. Kind of has like a at the beach kind of a vibe, but I want it slower. You know what I mean? Like waves rolling in or something. You know what I'm saying, mate? Sounds kind of good. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click the Autofilter, the bar, and do Command G. I'm on a Mac. Open this up. I'll just call it like LP1, low pass 1. And I'm just going to like turn it off. And I'm going to drag this LFO in here too. Now it's like linked to this particular chain. I'm going to turn it off because I just don't want like idle CPU happening. I'm going to right click and do create chain. And I'm going to call this one high pass. I might even just delete this. I just want to show you like what doing the reverse would do. I actually want to do the bandpass filter because that gives you like a different kind of a thing when you like mess around with these things. And we're putting it in here, not here after, because like that would apply the thing to the whole chain. I just want it in here for this high pass. And we should probably give it another color. So like we're going to do this. Now I'm going to turn off this low pass one so it just gets bypassed. I just want to focus on this right now, but I do want to like build up this effect rack. And so now let's click play. It's probably going to like destroy our ears because it's only letting in what's in here, right? So like maybe we would want to add this in with this. Oh, we need to put the things back on. Like maybe it's like a high end of like a stream. I'm going to turn this off. Doesn't that kind of sound like it's like a waterfall kind of sound? Okay, so I like it here. Now when you add it with this, it'll sound better. You got to realize, right? Doesn't it seem like it's adding like... Doesn't it seem like it's like adding like what could... And I think it should probably be lower in volume. Right? Off. I mean, it's basically off right now, but add it. Now, I'm going to make it do its own LFO because I don't want to use the other LFO because it's, I want all these things to be like different. You know what I mean? Too much, so lower down the depth, silly. Maybe a slower rate. And I'm going to use the offset because I'd rather it be here, not like here. So I'm going to turn the offset down. Too much. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Give yourself a pat on the back right now. You should be following along, you dirty oxens. Yo, you dirty oxen, follow along, you dirty bloke. You could be learning some of these things right here. In any event, so yeah, we're going to keep that there, but we're going to, I'm going to turn everything off just to keep CPU low. Was that Chonky doing a little cute doggy snore? And I'm going to create another chain. And mate, you already know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be calling it BP1. Go back into audio effects, get the Autofilter, and we're going to do bandpass. And we're going to move it here. And it's a good one. We always have these like 12 pulls. I want more to come through. So now let's play it and see what we got to do. So it's going to be everything that's in here gets included. And then it's these lows and then these extra highs. They get cut out and it gives it a much different sound. So we're going to add this into all of these, which are all off right now. And so we're going to turn it, no, we're going to leave it here. So yeah, so now let's see what this sounds like. And you're going to notice it's going to sound like something outdoors, atmospheric that you're used to. Listen. Move it around. Kind of wavesy. Too much, mate. Too much, mate. And that's a resonance going up, which I'm moving it on that trackpad. So you got like the XY axis movement, me friend. Wanna. take the rate low, depth down. I'm gonna click map it to the future frequency. Not good, mate. Not good, mate. Take the rate down. I don't think I want it that high, so I'm gonna click offset a little bit down. I still think the depth is too much. Let's give it a little bit of filter drive. You can do that on. Let's bring in high pass 1. Okay, that's too much. Let's lower it. Slowly bring it up. This is the volume of the track. It's a little bit too much in here. Let's go in. Oh, well, shit, we got to reenact our things. Okay, ooh, doesn't that sound nice? Ooh. It's like maybe like a rain or like a waterfall kind of thing. Because like the waterfall, man, not like I would know or anything. I'm just gonna play around. Oh, back. You gotta activate the stuff again. See that phasing thing? That's what out about phasing. Because when you've got a lot of the same frequencies playing and they overlap, they will cancel each other out. And so that's why you have to like watch out for that. This one that's letting all the highs through, maybe I just want to take just a little bit of the highs. I just want to lower the highs a little bit. Use this EQ3 and just go to the highs. You could even like automate that if you wanted. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I gotta give it a little sizzle. And then let's like stop them all. And then we should probably keep going here because there was another one we didn't do yet. Hotel Filtier. This one, notice how different this sounds. So it's like I call the notching everything out. Let's record it. I'm actually gonna play this and see if it picked up that little dropout thingy. Doesn't matter. Just see. audio we recorded, we resampled it. I think it happened like around here. Because we got loop on, it looped. Let's just play with this. Let's times it by 2. Notice how it sounds different. Almost sounds, because we like time stretch, it's like gotten lower. Let's do it again. This does sound like stuff. Let's do it again. Oh, it got. And I can also like do the BPM if you need more lows. Well, hello to you too, Jungkook. And so I thought maybe a place that we could start is, and I'm sure this individual won't mind me sharing something from their project. And it was an idea I had, and so I was going to do this on my own time, but I figured working with a sample and then being able to do other things with it, I think is pretty important. So when you have Ableton open here, you know, you got all these categories here, but you also have these places, which is where you can add things. This is where like the packs are. You've got user library, and then you can just add folders. So like this, and then I'm going to insert the MIDI track and go into the instruments in the simple. I don't know if I want to use simpler. Maybe I'll do sampler. I don't know. But it's just a snippet, okay? It's just a snippet. Let's click play and hear what we got to say. Wonderful. So now let's click on the simpler track. And let's drag this in. But you can do a lot of fun sound design stuff with this. So in order to hear anything, you got to record enable. And you want to place C3 because that will play it at the default. And if I hold it down, plays through wherever this playhead is. And if I click it once, it doesn't. You have to hold it down. But maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want to play a one shot. So if you click one shot and you just tap it, plays all the way through. I'm going to go back here. That bass. I want that bass. Yo, mate, I want the bass in me face, mate. And by the way, if you push Shift Tab, it goes to the clip view, which we have no clips. Shift Tab. Hotkeys. Always good to know the hotkeys. And let's play it again. We're going to play C3 because that's the note that it was played at. Or that's when it plays it back through the sampler at the pitch it was at. So if you're playing and you're like, huh, that doesn't sound right. You play C3. Just thought you should probably know that. Let's give it a little bit of an attack, just so it doesn't like start so abrupt. And Notice how when I let go, like, it's too abrupt. Well, then give it some release, silly. Not enough, mate. Interesting. I'm just cycling through a minor triad, and when I played the fifth up, I heard something that I didn't even hear before. Listen, it sounds like a like a choir. Hear it? No, that was like a little bit lower, like the choir voice. So how long do we let this thing play for? Do I want it to be doing this? Or do I get benefit from shortening it? Let's see. Now it's got, let's move it in a little bit more. Now what you can do is you can loop it, but then you get that like click over. Notice how it fades out like that? It's because we got the release on there. And then as you know, oh, and by the way, you might want to turn snap off. It tries to like guess where like a cross, like a zero crossing would be, so there's like not like a click. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to zoom in so granularly. So like where this line is, that's where like the zero crossing is. So you would be able to not have that abrupt like clicky click. So if we move it up here, you should hear some click click, more click click. Well, we are taking the attack off. Here you get that more of that click, but if I move it, see how that click kind of goes away? But that's not necessarily a bad thing, that click. You know, like I'm sure you guys are very familiar with the 808 drum kit. You probably have one in Ableton, or probably could just download one for free. The 808 kick drum has a click at the beginning. And because of that, it cuts through the mix, gives it like a little punch, in addition to the other component of the kick drum that is giving it the nice punch. There's that little click at the beginning that just helps it cut through the mix. And in fact, when you like listen to a lot of different kick drum samples, a lot of times when you're hearing them, they'll be like a hi-hat layered on top. You can kind of hear like a distinctive like hi-hat type sound. And that's to like get it that punch at the beginning. So you can always do the trick on any sample where you just zoom in. Like that sounds kind of neat, but what if we go really far in? Then it becomes its own thing. Now the pitch will probably be different. And then if you don't like that, it's very easy to just take the filter frequency down. And then you need to give it an envelope to bring back the highs in and to shape it. Now, I don't want to do this. I just wanted to show you that you could just isolate a small part. And the way you get to the controls of the filter, so right now we've got it. I want to get a nasty envelope. Mate. But I don't want that. I kind of just want the regular sound. But I just wanted to show you that because I have to show you everything because that's my teaching style. Even that sounds good for just like a loop. I even like the clicking over. I even like how that part now like becomes part of it. It's not going to do much because the filter frequency is up so high. But if we look, I'm just going to go ahead and turn this off. How do we get this fade parameter? See, that's what I don't like about using simpler, is because in order to get the fade parameter, I want it to take place on this. I don't want to have to like do actually I kind of like that. Ooh. Oh, 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 oh. But when you make art, whether it's music or digital art, it's not about the finishing of it. You know? It's like the idea, the process, the feeling, the connection with your higher self. The way that, like, you can stare at the piece of art, almost like meditation. No thoughts. You're just, like, staring at it, like appreciating its beauty. Maybe it's shifting you into a higher state of consciousness, or whatever. Same thing with music, which is also art. And you're probably staring off as you listen to it. I know Oz does. It's a beautiful thing.